Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. This is Cameron, and I'm here for another review of Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 16, Episode 3. But before I can get to the review, if you could please comment, like, and subscribe, that'd be very great for my channel. So let's not even waste any more time. Let's get right into it because we definitely got to talk about some stuff. So come on, let's go. So we started the episode off with Brit and her husband. They at the house. He's invited the in-laws over, and she's happy because she was all about family, what she says. So the family comes over, and we see that she has a chef, and she also has, I believe it could be a server. So the family's there. They're at the kitchen table. They're eating. They're talking, and the sister's asking Brit and her husband, how's everything going? And then she asks her, how's the girls, referring to the cast. And Brit is saying it's good. She just happens to mention Kenya.
I beg you, please stop.
And I'm just wondering, what did this woman do to you? Is Bravo just not trying to show the evidence of her being mean, rude or anything? Because it can't be this ringing comment. It really wasn't that deep to where you're still harboring over it. So it's just what else could have happened? But she tells her, that, Kenya, she's a little shady, but, if she keeps it cute, then everything should be good. And then she, looks over to her husband, ain't that right, babe? And he all into the food. He's talking about the food. He completely derails the conversation.
I don't want to hear all that.
What's wrong?
It's we ain't here to talk about her. We here to eat this food and be a family and just mingle. Damn. So the sisters, asking them, about them as a couple, are they going to have a baby and all that? And he's mentioning that he wants to have a baby tomorrow.
I would like to see it.
And that was a little shocking to me because in the second episode, you were saying that allegedly. So now you want it tomorrow. So, okay. And she's saying that she wants to have a ceremony before the baby, which is rightfully so. Because, why would we have a baby and then have the ceremony? Have the ceremony and then the baby. But okay. So they're eating, and then Brit asks the sister if she can go downstairs so she can have a glass of champagne. And we get to know a little bit more about Brit. Brit says that her father passed in 2013. I don't know if she mentioned as to why. I think it may have been health issues. I'm not for sure. But she said he died in 2013, and he had a $2 million life insurance policy. But due to him transitioning to a new job, during that transition, he passed away, and he lost the money. Now, if I would have got the call and they said, you don't got that money, the way my chest would have caved in, I would have a big permanent dent in my chest. What do you mean?
Miss Jackson. Miss Jackson?
They lost the $2 million, and due to that, she had to get a GoFundMe to support, his funeral costs and things like that. So, that's kind of devastating. And I see as to why she has her own insurance agency. I think that's pretty good. They're talking, and she also mentions that she having issues with her sisters. She has two sisters, and she says she went into business with them, but it didn't go right, and she had to cut them loose. And also with the relationships, it's not as good as well. And she mentions to the sister, I'm all about family. And the sister, as she's listening to this, she's like, you all about family? We shouldn't be having this conversation.
Correct!
And I'm like, clock it. Exactly. If you all about family, you need to work it out. So in this next scene, Porsha is meeting up with Kelly at a restaurant. And I'm just thinking, you can meet up with Kelly, but you can't meet up with Drew, who you actually have problems with. You have a problem with her feeling with your baby daddy, but you can make time for Kelly.
I don't know, this bitch is stupid. Ugh.
So they sit down, they're talking, and Kelly, saying it's awkward. And yeah, Kelly, you did ask her that question. So, I don't think you would have thought she would be very warm. So, yes, she did say, hi, how are you? And things like that, but she won't be that damn warm. You bombarded her with that question that she did not want to ask. Porsha, is confronting her about what she was saying to Shamea. And Kelly, in my opinion, I feel like this moment he was trying to downplay it a little bit, saying I was just asking why she take that lady husband. And I feel like, yeah, you may have not been totally serious, but you wasn't joking all the way either. You wanted to know why she take that lady husband. So I just feel like you should just own it in that moment. But technically you were, but I feel like you were kind of downplayed a little bit. And in the midst of her trying to say it, she said that Shamea said that she should ask her that. And Porsha immediately goes, my best friend told you to ask me that question at her birthday party.
What's not clicking? What's not clicking?
And Kelly's like, no, like just ask. And I felt like in that moment, Porsha, why did you automatically think that? I mean, to be fair, yeah, because it happened at the party, but I don't think that your friend, Shamea, who you've been knowing all these years, like usually some people, if you have a genuine friend and you hear about something, like, I don't know, for me, I'm loyal to a fault. So it's just like, if I did hear something about what you did, I'm not going to automatically believe it. Now, I may ask you about it, just to get confirmation, but I'm not going to automatically take that person's word over someone who I've been knowing for a long time, unless you've given me a reason to. So I just feel like in that moment, like, Porsha, like, what's going on? They were able to talk out their issues, because there really wasn't any issue at all. But I do like their little dynamic. I like the nice nastiness in the scene, because I like how Porsha was saying, like, she has multiple personalities, and Kelly was like, and she has multiple men. Next thing we have is Drew is in the studio. She's finishing up on her album, and I have to tell you, the album is good. I like that song, Good Girl, Bad Bitch, and Delulu. So yeah, she's singing, and her voice, I always thought Drew had a beautiful voice, so I wasn't surprised that it came out wonderful. Oh, I was surprised in regards of Dennis. I didn't think Dennis had a ear for music, but clearly he does, because they came out with some bangers. Drew's, in the studio singing. Angela, Kenya, and Cynthia arrive, and they're there in support of Drew. And, Drew comes out, and, they're just congratulating her on her music. And, Cynthia's asking her, this must be therapeutic for you to do this. And Drew's like, yeah, divorce is hard, which I can imagine, no divorce is easy, But I'm glad that she's able to, get it out through her music. So in the midst of talking about relationships, Kenya asked Angela, how did she meet Charles? And she said that, they used to be neighbors, and she was friends with the concierge, and she would ask the concierge, hey, have you seen Charles? Where Charles been at? Did he do this? Who was he with? And I thought it was funny, but also like a little cringe, because it's like, why are you asking the concierge about this man's every move? Like, I just feel like if he's for you, he's for you. But also, I get it. You don't waste your time, especially if you did have interest and it's not being reciprocated. Then Kenya asks Drew, where's Dennis? Because he is executive producing the album. And Drew said, like, he should have been here, but I guess something came up. Then Kenya asks her, have you talked to Porsha about this? And Drew's like, I haven't. She goes down the list of how many times she's reached out. And personally, I just feel like you would have got probably 2 calls and a text from me. Like, no one's going to hound you down in regard of trying to speak to you about something. Like, if I need to speak to you about something, I feel like that it's important. You as my friend, you should take the time out. You don't have to necessarily meet up. But I mean, I guess in this instance, I guess it was worthy of a face-to-face conversation. But if I was Drew, I would have just flat out tell her, like, hey, I was trying to meet with you. But Drew then tells the girls that, she feels like she's always feeling attacked. And Kenya tells her, like, you cannot play the victim because you put this onto yourself. Now, I have to slightly agree with Kenya. I feel like sometimes Drew does, put herself in those places. But also at the same time, I feel that the ladies know that Drew is like an easy target. So I feel like, it's easy to go after her in a sense compared to anyone else who will give you a lot of pushback. So, yeah, I feel like she's just an easy punching bag, in my opinion.
And
Then Kenya says that she should have said something to Porsha. And I just feel like in this moment, don't get me wrong, I love Kenya. I like Kenya on the show. But watching how you were in the beginning when it came to Apollo, I just feel as though you don't have the right to be saying this, like, oh, she should have said something to Porsha. We didn't need that from you. Now, if Cynthia would have said it, okay, maybe Angela, but not from you. Sorry.
Nothing from you.
Then Cynthia wants to mention that, when Kenya had her play or her movie, whatever she, Gone with the Wind, whatever that was, she asked for her blessing to have her baby father, Leon, in the movie.
Okay.
And I just feel as though Kenya didn't even need your permission. Like, I think that he's an actor. Like, that's his job. Like, does BET need to hit up Cynthia to let them know, hey, I think we're going to hire your child's father for this role? No. So it's just like, y'all are friends, but I just feel like She don't have to get your blessing. She can tell you, but I don't feel like she needs to get your blessing. Like, who are you? They working. They trying to get some money. So in the midst of that, Kenya tells Drew that, you know, you're being talked about like you're a whore. And I thought it was funny when Cynthia said, not whore. Now, hoe's okay, but whore. And I agree with her, like, when you're being called a whore, like, you are a whore, like, you go around. But if you like a hoe, like, it's just, she a hoe. She a hoe. And then we see Cynthia as Drew as she talked to Shamea, and they both, Drew and Angela's like, oh yeah, we met up with her, and they talked about it, and Angela's saying, like, Shamea went off, like, she just asked her, you know, I just asked, you know, why did you ask Drew if they are fucking? And Shamea's like, I didn't ask that. I said, are they dating? And Shamea was right. She didn't say fucking. She said dating. But I mean, we both know what they were meaning. And then Angela says that Shamea went off, and I'm like, girl, don't lie.
Close your mouth, you little liar. Close your mouth.
Everybody has their own interpretations of going off, but Shamea did not go off. If anything, you went off. You did not let her have a word in. Like, she kept trying to talk, and she's like, you coming in hot. Like, you was not letting her up. Next thing we see Shamea with her sisters, and she's just talking about them being very helpful for her during this time with her youngest daughter with her health complications, and as well as her eldest daughter as well, Shai, I believe, yeah. It's been hard for her because she wants to be there for both of them, and during the times of where she can't be at two places at the same time, the sisters are helping out. So I thought that was really nice that, you know, they were able to help out. Like, that's what family's for.
Oh my God.
And I think it's so beautiful. Not only is she rich, but she's also rich in family. Like, everybody's just happy, and I love that for Shamea. Next thing we have Angela. She's at one of her properties that she's renovating, and Charles comes, and she just, you know, wants to show him the property, let her know that, you know, hey, she's about her business, you know, she's trying to get to the bag, and she wants to trust him. That way he can help fund this business venture.
Tell him to bring me my money. Yeah!
In the midst of her showing him around the house, you know, they're talking, and she mentions, you know, them going to therapy and just their marriage. And in her confessional, she mentions that back in 2017, he got kicked out at Madison. There was a game at Madison Square Garden. Apparently, the owner does not like Charles, so he kicked him out. And Angela's saying, you know, due to him being kicked out of this game, you know, it really put like a damper on the relationship. She feels as though that she couldn't heal him, and she had to move out, and they lived separately for, I think, a year.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
What? Hold on. You telling me, let me get this right. You're saying that him being kicked out of Madison Square Garden, that resulted to you couldn't heal him, and y'all had to live separately for a year. Angela, I'm sorry. That don't make no damn sense. Like, what?
Okay. So, you getting that? I'm getting it. I don't get it.
What are we talking about here? This simple game? What I have seen was there was a resurfaced clip of Wendy Williams, and she mentioned that she saw you out and about, and you was trying to give her advice in regard of trying to forgive a man who had a baby, and you mentioned that you had been in that predicament and you forgave Charles. So now that is more understandable. That's more, okay, I can see why y'all would live separately, you couldn't heal him and things of that nature. But to blame it on a game, yeah, that didn't hit. Next thing we have Drew meeting up with her divorce lawyer. And did Drew get in a tornado on the way there? Because what's going on?
You good? No, you're not. You're not, baby, and it's okay. You're not good, and it's okay. I
just feel like that is not the type of attire to wear meeting up with your divorce lawyer. I feel like this is business. We mean business. Why are we seeing a bra hanging? Like, I'm sorry, I know that's part of the design, but why would you wear that, Drew? Drew's talking to the divorce lawyer. They're talking about the process, and it's mentioned that Ralph has not provided any documents showing his financials, and that's the result of him staying in the basement. and until he provides any financials, any documents of that, they can't come to a verdict. And a lot of the paperwork that he apparently did give was Drew's. And it's just like,
Girl, what's going on?
before y'all got to this divorce, nigga, you was traveling to Miami or whoever else, going to the nearest beach. You can travel, you can do all this, but now with the divorce, you got to stay in the basement. You just have to stay in the basement. Okay. And her divorce lawyer mentions that the judge has unsealed her divorce case. I had to write it down. She mentioned that he's a serial cheater, took money out of her account, sexting other women messaging Drew, how he's tracking and following her.
I said, girl, tell us. Tell us, yeah. Tell us. We want to hear more, bitch. We want to hear more. Yes. Wait a minute. Come on. Let me back up. Hold on. I got to drink my drink up. This here. Go and get your wine, bitch. I'm going to give you a few minutes to go get your wine, bitch. Because this nigga, this is what we want to know.
With that evidence, she'll be able to get this case closed and get this resolved due to him doing what he's been doing. It's a mess. That's all I can say. Just a mess. The next thing we see, Porsha and her mama, they going to, I believe, like a foot spa or something to get like massages for their feet. They're, just trying to have like quality mother-daughter time. And Porsha mentions to her mother that she feels lonely during this divorce. Like none of his family members have talked to her. And I'm just like,
Are you dumb?
Are you dumb? Are you dumb?
Are you dumb?
Are you dumb?
Are you dumb? Are you dumb?
Are you dumb? Are you?
I don't know what you expect. It's just like, once this divorce, it's over with, ho. It's over with. So Porsha mentions to her mama that she met up with Shamea, and Shamea let her know that, like some of the girls were talking about her, and Portia's just like, oh my God, like, no, I don't got time to be dealing with this. And Miss Diana gonna say, Porsha, I know that's your friend, but you have to understand, you have to watch the dog that brings back the bone.
Now, you done piss me off. Know what you're talking about before you start talking.
And I just kind of felt like Shamea would have been damned if she do, damned if she don't. Because if Shamea did not tell her that they were talking about her, and then she see on TV, she would have been mad. And I don't blame her. I would have been mad too if my friend is sitting next to people talking about me and not saying anything. And for her to say like, oh, with the dog with the bone, because why would she say that? She's there to bring you out and have a good time. And yes, she was, but also granted, they are on a TV show and they have to talk about this TV show. And I feel like in this moment, Porsha should have kind of had Shamea's back in the instance and clarified, no, she has my back. I mean, I don't have to watch anything. And I also understand from Miss Diana's standpoint that you only want the best for your child. But apparently, Porsha and Shamea have been friends since kids. And you and her mama been friends or were best friends when y'all were growing up. I just feel like for you to have this type of judgment on someone that you know for a long time is quite questionable. The next thing we have Kelly. She's getting prepared for her Balmain event for osteogenesis imperfecta. And baby, she clearly got the coin, got the whole store shut down for the event.
Huh. Real rich bitch. Real rich bitch.
So definitely rich. So we see some of the ladies arriving. We see Kenya and her daughter, Brooklyn, in matching dresses, as well as Porsha and her daughter. I thought that was beautiful, cute to see.
Oh, she's taking it.
We see Angela and her daughter. Then we see Cynthia looking like Ike Turner with a mix of coconut head from Ned's Classified School Survivor Guide.
Baby, she ain't cute. Yeah, I know. Right.
Then we see Shamea arrive with her daughter, and then we see Brit arrive, and then we see where Kenya gives Brit a hug. And again, no issues. Kenya says, oh, bomb on Barbie. I don't know anyone that says it to someone that they don't like.
Goofy ass.
So then we see Porsha and Shamea talking. We see Shamea shading Angela a little bit with her nose. And in my opinion, I just kind of feel like Shamea is giving like you're a little pressed about it. Like Angela's not really saying much about you. And I feel like y'all both in the same position. Like you just trying to be a good friend to Porsha and she's just trying to be a good friend to Drew. So I kind of feel like if she ain't really pressing the issue and you are, it just looks a little weird on your end. Then we see Kelly gets the mic and she talks about her experience with her daughter. She says that 3 out of 4 of her daughters have the disease and the ups and downs of her, going through it, her being in the hospital and just her daughters just going through that. Like it definitely had to be a sad time. And I wonder if that, I haven't done my research, but I wonder if that's like a lifelong disease or what that exactly is. Like, Kelly's getting done with her story, and she's saying, like, okay, everybody, let's shop. Let's shop for the cause. So we seen the ladies, just mingling. Then we see Drew with her kids and her sister arrive. In the midst of everybody shopping, I was weak at Porsha, but she was like, I ain't spending on my attorney money. I need my attorney money for this divorce, so I can't do it. I can't do it. So as they're shopping, we see Angela walk up to Shamea, just asking her, how's it going? And again, in this moment, I feel like, Shamea, you were doing a little bit too much. I just feel Angela was trying to come in, be cool, and I feel like he was already on 10, and I just don't know what it's about. Like, y'all are just both in the same position, so I don't know why you're so angry. You're saying, oh, if you're going to be Drew's representative, then we're good. And it's just like, you're Porsha's representative. Y'all both representatives at this point.
Correct!
Like, y'all both representing. This is Angela's client, Drew. This is Shamea's client, Porsha. Like, y'all both are representatives. Like, what are we talking about here? In the midst of them talking, Angela says that, Shamea, you're a mean girl. She's like, goes good with your name, Shamina. And I thought that was cute. And then Shamea says, if you don't take it back with that 99 nose. And I'm just like, ooh, because that nose is, yeah. But but I give it to Angela though. I give it to Angela. Angela didn't back down. She was like, Flavor Flav. Like, she didn't back down, so I give it to her though. But I ain't gonna lie, that would have hit me a little hard if somebody talk about my nose. And especially if I paid for it. Like, if you, bitch.
And dot.
Then Shamea calls this woman LaToya Jackson. Why would...
That's funny to her.
Why would you call that lady that? What is wrong with you? But she accurately said it, like, it was hit on the nose. It was hit on the nose. And then the cherry on top, the cherry on top was when Porsha said, hee, like... Porsha is hilarious. So Shamea and Angela, yeah, they ain't resolved anything today. We do see Drew walk up to Porsha, and Porsha's asking like, hey, can we talk? You did say that you wanted to speak. And I just kind of feel like they should. I mean, hey, Angela and Shamea already had that little thing right here. You might as well. But Porsha's like, no, not right now. I just don't feel like it. And then the confessional don't say, Drew's like, we need to talk now.
Close your mouth. You little liar. Close your mouth.
And she was like, where'd she get all this energy from? And then she says, oh, the sister. And I'm like, Porsha, she did not do all that. She just said, I want to talk. And you said no. And she just said, I just feel like we should just do it now. But she was not being assertive or anything of the sort. So there you go. Another lie. But who knows when they're going to talk? They're probably going to talk at the reunion. Who knows? But that's the rest of my commentary for this episode. Again, comment, like, and subscribe. And I'm going to see you on the next one.